Hey guys, this is Aisha Shelton.
And this is Kevin Shelton.
Welcome back to Marriage and Real Estate.
Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
what's up?
See, now I'm excited. I like the topic. It's exciting.
Ooh, is it
So
exciting?
we're talking about married mindset or single mindset.
Ooh,
All right, you bust it down.
what's it
Or La
down?
Marita.
Okay, where the La Maritas at? So a married mindset versus single mindset. So we have couples that approach us all the time and they're like, oh my God, we want to do what y'all do, right? We want to be in real estate or we want to flip houses, and it's a couple. We work very closely together.
We do.
We spend lots of time together,
We do.
but we are an open book with one another.
That's true.
Okay, so there's
I thought you were going to say something different.
something nasty.
I don't know, but open, you said it like we are open, and I was like, oh Lord, what's she about to say?
I was trying to figure out what I was gonna
Okay,
say.
all right, go ahead.
We are, but we're
We are
an
an open book.
We are an open
That
book,
is true.
and so
With each other,
with
not
one,
with the world. Y'all can't know our business.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, except for we do a whole podcast where we tell
That's
our
true.
business. So there's that.
That's true. We do a whole podcast and we tell our business.
All our business. We had a whole episode about sex,
That's true. We did.
business, industry.
Well, I guess y'all know our business then.
Welcome.
Ah,
We out here.
all right, go ahead.
So anyway, today is about marriage and mindset, and so marriage mindset and single mindset. So you have implored me to tell this story.
Yeah, tell it.
Okay, so I'm at a hair salon.
Somewhere in
I'm
Texas.
at a hair salon and getting my hair done, and one of the young ladies said that she didn't want to date anybody. She's single, beautiful lady, and she said that she didn't want to date anybody that has children, and she doesn't want to have to worry about, like, I don't want to be friends with your mom. I don't want to be friends with your sister. Like, I don't want to do all that. I want you and just you or whatever. And what I was telling her was, at this age, you know, we're in our mid-30s.
Tell the whole story,
This is
man.
the whole story. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, sorry.
My
Okay, go ahead.
brother.
That's the good part.
My nigga, let me finish. So she
Edit
so
that
anyway
part out.
she she says, you know, I don't want to go to recitals and I don't want to go to your son's football game or whatever. I just want she said I just want a man that will take me on vacation and bend me over on the balcony. Okay. And so I was like, ooh, you sound like you looking for somebody else husband. Okay. Because the only people that's taking trips like that are the single ones or the married ones who got a girlfriend on the side. That sounds like a girlfriend trip. You don't have to worry about her mama, her sister, his mother, his sister, his kids, recitals. You just go on vacation
Yeah.
and have a lot of fun.
But see, that level of passion comes from the cheating
No
part.
attachment. Okay.
Yeah.
But let me say this. I do not condone adultery.
And
However, I was just speaking the truth. When I think about men in particular who have those kinds of relationships or do those
Yeah.
kinds of things, they're
Consistently.
typically married.
'Cause
they're
sometimes
typically
you-
married men.
Like, you could take a trip with your wife and bend over the balcony and you ain't
Sure.
got whatever. But on a day-to-day basis,
Yes.
you have much more fun cheating than you do.
Well, and I don't even know if it's the cheap part. I think that it's the detachment
Yeah, you're-
of life.
What my
Like, you
sister
don't
used to
ever
say
come
that you
around-
throw a bill in the bed and watch how fast the passion goes away.
A bill. Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you have
'cause-
the stressors of life, children.
But that's the difference in the
schedules.
marriage mindset. You think bigger than your hind parts and lower region and whatever.
Hind parts? Well, who hind parts? I'm sorry when I
See,
think
now
hind
who's
parts.
sexing on the episode? That's you.
Hind parts. I'm sorry. I was just my mental images of hind parts. And anyway, so okay, so marriage mindset. So, do you have a marriage mindset?
You brought that right back around.
Let me ask. Look,
All right, go ahead.
here's a litmus test for the marriage mindset. Do you know his password, boo?
Why you sound like that? Do you know his password, boo?
Let me see.
Plenty of married people don't share passwords.
Okay, plenty of married people don't share passwords. Please chime in with your opinion because I'm sure somebody has something to say. Let the record reflect. This is merely my opinion that you get to hear for your own enjoyment.
Let
and
me give a
entertainment.
disclaimer. Whatever Aisha say, I second that. I support her fully. Her opinion is my opinion too,
That's true.
unless otherwise stated.
What's another sign of a single mindset in a marriage? That phone being turned down. Okay, who calling us, boo?
Yeah,
Who's
that's true.
that? Fiance?
Our ghost phones.
That's your fiance? Did fiance is who calling us? Who calling us fiance? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's always the biggest test, right? Like, can you swap phones for the day or whatever?
Oh,
Which I don't think
swap
people do
phones
that.
for the day.
I don't think people do that no
No, I
more.
don't think you need to be able to swap phones, but in my experience, okay, let's just talk about me. In my experience, if there is something to be distrusted, it's very clear that that there is, and regardless of what it is, and I guess because we're so open, I've not ever experienced
Yeah.
something like that. In
Oh,
any
but I
other
have,
relationship.
and that's one of the reasons why we're open.
You know, I'm saying I've not experienced this openness that we have in our
Oh,
marriage.
yes, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying.
But I think that comes from having previously not open relationships. So
having open and honest communication in relationships.
yeah,
Because if I had to snatch your phone and run to the bathroom,
yeah.
then that's
I
a
just don't
problem.
have the energy. Like, part of my marriage mindset is concentrating on the stuff that's important. Cause we get up at 3 a.m. with a baby. Like, I just don't have the energy.
I mean, they
We have
find the
so
energy.
much stuff.
The energy can be found.
The
I
energy for what though? The energy for
the
sex.
energy
The
for
energy. For,
the energy for somebody else, and I feel like relationships ebb and flow, right? So there's times where relationships are just great, and then there's times where the relationship takes a dip, and I think that's natural.
oh, true. We beef all the time though.
We beef, but not beef like I'm gonna go find somebody else to sleep with, or I'm gonna go meet my needs outside of our house.
Oh yeah, no, that ain't gonna work.
But that's what happens.
No,
That's what people do.
but that's that mindset thing, right? That's the thing. So let's get back to.
Okay, let me just say this one thing.
Go ahead.
She also said she's dating a guy, and he said, "Well, everybody got a little something on the side." I was like, "What?"
I mean, but in his world, maybe that's true.
Okay.
Now
that's
I
true.
don't judge. I don't judge the
I'm not
next
judging.
man. I ain't judging folks. Folks do,
judgment.
and even in marriages, folks do what they do. Like,
No judgment.
it's up to you and your spouse, whatever's acceptable for you. I know
Whatever.
in me and my house, we can't do that.
I'm gonna serve the Lord.
We serve the Lord, but we also share our phone passwords.
And that was weird for me. I gotta admit that was weird for me before, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
You sharing your password was weird?
I mean, just the level of openness that we had in our
Oh, really?
relationship. Yeah, because people, the thing is, what happens is you set these boundaries, and then it becomes a layer of protection, right? So like, and I feel like there should be boundaries. We found our sweet spot. I certainly don't think this is
Boundaries like what though?
boundaries like phone boundaries, for example, right? Like you're more than welcome as I am to, if you felt the notion, which we don't, but if you felt the notion to pick up my phone and go through, or you pick up my
But
phone
what's
for
the
whatever.
boundary?
What,
Then what are you saying?
we don't have. I'm saying we don't have
No, but
boundaries.
I'm asking you, like, outside of us relationship, what would the boundary be?
Don't touch my phone. Like suppose
That sounds like some BS though.
I suppose very, and not even on a cheating thing. Like suppose I'm mad at you and I'm talking shit to my mom about you, like, oh, Kevin did, rah, 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 and I'm texting. Now you didn't read all the stuff I said, and I'm supposed to be in confidence. So that's what I'm saying. Boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, but some of that you take in stride, right?
Like what?
Like, you mad? I get it. So I'm not gonna take offense to what you're saying to your mama.
Y'all have never met my husband, and if you have, that is not the damn truth. Kevin,
What?
if you read me talking shit about you to my mom, you would be upset.
Not to your mama, sure. In
Whose
the
mom
context,
can I talk to?
baby, we talking about outside our relationship, what the world doing.
No,
Not,
talking
we
about
serve the Lord.
us.
That's what we just said in the house.
But you can't know, because that's judgment. We can't not talk about us and then talk about other people.
Okay, well then, yeah. If you were talking shit to your mama, I would definitely feel some kind
I
of.
know you would, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm saying that because people should have the opportunity to vent. And honestly,
Do it over a non-recorded phone call.
I that helps. Not I don't talk. I
Now
don't-
you need an outlet. I believe in that. I do think that you should be able to. Now, you don't want to be in a pity party, and you don't want to negatively reinforce your relationship. So that was a big thing for me. Was I don't want to be on the phone with my friends talking shit about my marriage because that reinforces the negativity in my marriage. So I make a conscious point to not do that.
So that's a good point about having a marriage mindset. Hang out with married people. Like
That's true.
if you're married, not just married people, but married people who want to be married.
To each other, not to
to
other
each
people.
other, because that is two different energies, right?
That is true.
When we've spent time with people who want to be married, the energy flows and everybody's all jovial. But and then you spend time with people who don't want to be married, whether that be together or opposite, or not together. And like you said, if you're talking about how horrible your wife is, oh, my wife don't do this, she don't.
But I
cook,
had
she
that
don't
in my
clean.
first relationship, right? Like you spend time going, "Oh man, this is so bad," and the other person's like, "Yeah, it is bad, and here's why my life is bad," and then
Right.
you're just reinforcing a negative cycle compared to somebody who's like, "Yeah, we may have these challenges, but here's some solutions, or here's a positive way to spin that, or here, be more patient, or whatever." Like reinforcing the positive in your
And words
relationship.
have power, right? So if I don't believe in anything else, I believe that words have power. I believe that our words manifest what we say. And so when we say like, "Oh, my marriage is so bad," or "My wife is so
Bad
this," or
marriage for life.
bad marriage for life.
Yeah, that
like
was some BS.
I mean that I'm always trying to speak positively over our marriage, and I ask that you do the same thing. So even when you get in a funk, I'm like, say good things. Like you may be experiencing something bad right now, but don't put that negative light on it, because it will. Because what happens is the brain actually needs to meet that need.
But
Like
see,
you
you
put it in the universe, and then so the thought or the word comes out, and then your brain automatically looks for confirmation that
But
is
that's
true.
the same thing with single people in that regard, right? So if you go to the single mindset side of it, there's so many things that single people can do, and I'm not every single person or whatever, but there's people who go, I'm never gonna find the one, or I'm never gonna find somebody, or I'm always gonna be out here on my own, or I better do for myself because ain't nobody ever gonna come along for me to do it with. Like you're creating that too. So
No,
whatever you're
agreed.
saying, right, you need to speak positively over your life, no matter if you single or married or indifferent.
I've seen this in some of the most bizarre ways of like manifestation. Like people who broke and just broke, but they always had a wealthy mindset.
Yeah, that's true.
And somehow they just seem to be living this great life, and not like a social media great life, but literally like somehow things just keep coming through, or what they say they will be or say they are manifests itself.
Aisha gonna get mad at me because I'm gonna tell a story that I tell
What?
all the time.
Oh, okay. Me? Yes.
So, and the only reason she's gonna get mad at me is because I tell a story literally all the time. I imagine she's heard it like 100 million times. So my cousin dated a girl in Atlanta, and I used to spend my summers in Atlanta when I was growing up. So
Go ahead.
she was an older chick. He was like 17. I think she was
Oh, yeah,
like
this
in her
story.
early 20s. So she had an apartment in the hood. I mean, like it was like the bottoms, but you walked inside her apartment and it looked like a spa. It looked like a hotel. It was super clean. It smelled like bleach and Pine Sol. Like it was just wiped down. It was immaculately kept. It was like her family, her child was clean. She was clean. Like the way that she lived, regardless of her circumstance, reflected how her mind was, right? So inside of her home, she had peace, regardless of whatever the outside surroundings were. And it left a huge impact on me because you would think with the outside as chaotic as it was, inside her apartment would reflect that. But inside her apartment reflected something completely different. And that left a forever mark on me to go, it's not your surroundings that dictate what your mind is doing, it's how you control your mind, right? So you should create the peace or the mindset for whatever you want to achieve, whether that's a happy marriage or a future relationship or positivity and prosperity in your business. You have to live out the things that you want to achieve, even when it's hard, even when it sucks. Like there's some days when our marriage, we fighting or we beefing or whatever, and you remind me all the time, you go, speak positively and positive things will come. And that's like your sex trigger. You'd be like, you ain't gonna get what you want unless you speak positively. So I almost have to trick myself out of it, right? Like I'm like, okay, so what that means is I either gotta fix my attitude or I ain't getting none. So And what happens? I fix my attitude. I
And he
get some.
gets some. Look at
So
that. You're learning.
I mean, but it generally works. So I could fight. I could be mad, which I'd be mad, and I'd be like, nah. But I have to. What is it? What did they say? Do you want a solution or do you want to complain? Where did we get that from? It was on a YouTube video or something, or maybe it was on Clubhouse. Do you want a solution or do you want to complain? And a lot of times in the past, I wanted to complain.
in a marriage. So
Yeah.
it was. Do you want a solution or do you want to be heard? Right.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you want a solution or do you want to be heard? So those are two different things. And asking your partner that question can help you, because honestly, if you want a solution, and what most married people do when their partner is upset about something, you throw solutions at them when really all they want to do is be heard.
Yeah.
And so if you're clear, if you can ask that question, do you want a solution or do you want to be heard, then you know which direction to go in. I won't throw solutions at you, which is my natural thing to do.
Mhm.
Oh, you mad at me? Like, let me give you a hug. Let me
Yeah,
let
and
me
I hate
let me
that.
run you some bath water.
I hate that.
Let me fix you something.
No, I mean, so it's
And
the
you
same.
just want to be heard.
But it's the same thing with a single person, right? Do you want a relationship, or do you just want, like, what do you really want? Do you want a relationship, or do you just want to say there's no good people out
I don't
here?
know that we should speak on. Well, I guess we've been single before.
I mean, I haven't
You
been
haven't.
single for very long.
You haven't. You
I
have
met
not
you, and you know,
scooped you up.
scooped my pitiful soul up, and
Yeah.
kept me,
Put it on
shined
my
me up.
shoulder. It's like a diamond. I shined it. It was a little rough around the edges. I shined that thing up. I was
Why you
like-
make your hand like that? Shine it up.
I was like, that looks good. That's a good Kevin right there.
That's a good, like a puppy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll take it.
I tell people that all the time. Like,
That I'm a puppy.
no, not that. I'm like, when we're having conversations with like our single friends and stuff, and they're like, oh, he got to be this and he got to be that, and he needs to have therapy and he needs to be, and I'm just like, if he's good, if there's an inkling of good in there, you need to give it a little bit of time, because I don't think they come perfect. And when they are fixed up already,
They married.
it's too late for you.
They married.
It might
And
be
they have
too
no
late for
problem
you.
bending you over the balcony because they got a wife at home taking care of their
Take
children.
care of the kids. He ain't gonna never leave her. He ain't gonna leave
But
her.
they have fun
But
with you on
some
the
peop-
balcony though, and that's okay.
I
too.
mean, and if that's what
That's
you
your
want,
bag,
I
yeah.
the part that
And let me be clear. There's a place for everybody.
I mean, I think if people are upfront about it, like giving people the chance to make that decision now, like, so we had this conversation too, right? About like whether they're telling the truth, right? So she was like, it's real not player of you to tell me after, we've been dating, to say like, oh, I got a girlfriend, or oh, everybody got a situation. Like, wait a minute, sir, are you trying to say you have a girlfriend? That's how you said everybody got a situation. She was like, it's really player if you told me up front, like, yeah, I got a situation, and then I have a choice. I can't even be mad, like any of that.
Here's a question. If you were applying for a job and they told you up front, like, yeah, you're going to work long hours for low wages. And when it comes time for your review, we going to give you a shitty review. And
No
then we
way.
going to give you a 10 cents an hour raise because you're special. Like, if they told you that, would you take the job?
Man, look,
So what woman would sign up for that?
are you kidding?
Women would sign up for a guy saying, hey, I'm in a relationship,
Absolutely.
but I'm going to make some time for you on the side?
Yeah, because if that's what she wants. Homegirl don't want to go to no recitals, no football games. She don't want to be friends with your mama and your sister. Okay, so that would be ideal for her.
Well, I
She
mean,
just get to have fun.
there's
get her
brothers
easy.
out here. Yeah, like, you can get that.
Yeah. But I mean, she passed, and I have to keep saying, like, I am not an advocate of adultery. That's why I didn't want to have this conversation, because I
Because it
feel
makes
like,
you sound like
I
you're
think
an
it makes
advocate.
me look bad. I think it kind of makes me look bad. But I'm
Why? Because you sound like an advocate for adultery?
yeah, basically.
No, I think you're an advocate for realistic expectation. Like, you can't have the expectation of not having the things that come with the life, right? It's like having a baby without the labor. Like, you want a kid, but you don't want to go through pregnancy. You don't want to go through labor. You don't
can
want
do
to go
that.
through raising them.
You could do that.
Oh, what about go through raising them? Go through feeding them.
You do
Go,
that too.
But
You
then,
could get a surrogate and a nanny that lives there.
yeah, but
Wakes
what
up
kind
with
of
your
relationship would you have with your children? You can have one of them relationships where your children don't know you. They call you Pam when you see them in the morning. They be like, "Good morning, Pam," and call Miss Linda mommy. Yeah, you can have that if
Good
you want to.
morning,
But what kind of? So you got to look at what you ultimately want to achieve. So sure, she could have a relationship where all she does is get, a plane ticket and bent over the balcony. But at that point, you don't. When he ready to move on, he moving on, because here's the secret, and I'm gonna be very, very 100% transparent. Sex gets old with a person. So if you only have sex, it's gonna get old. It does. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that these women are saying like they need you to be vested. They just might want what they want.
Yeah,
too,
but how long you think you gonna have that?
as long as you have it, and then you live your life.
Okay. Well, hey, then look, they should be winning right now, because there's plenty of brothers who want to stick and move, keep you for a little while, then move about their world. Like, that's not out here. I thought that's the complaint. Like, women always complaining about dudes just smashing and not, like, there is nothing else. It's just sex.
Okay, so let's talk about marriage
Okay, go ahead.
and mindset. So, hang out with happily married people. That's like key. People that are not happily married, ooh, that's a tough one. And I would say, be fully committed, and you can tell if you're fully committed if two people are working towards the same outcome, right?
Yeah, whatever that
Especially
outcome is.
Especially, I mean, we're building in marriage and real estate. We're building empires. Like, y'all are not only are you married, but y'all are buying properties together.
And
like,
that's what's
breaking
hard
up
about
this
it.
package,
Yeah.
that's I literally the stuff that we've put together. If we
You
had to
can't.
break all of this up, bruh,
It'd be a mess.
it would
And
be
that's
an
what,
absolute
honestly,
mess.
that's a good tie-in for us to reinforce our marriage, because it's too hard to undo it now.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you undo it, it's a big ass mess. If Jeff Bezos and his wife. And here's the cold part about that. Even Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife, even though they had that big divorce and the settlement, they still got kids to contend with. He still manages her stock in Amazon.
I mean, I would just really say, like, if you're creating this power couple kind of thing, like, really invest in your marriage, because at the end of the day, you can amass everything
And lose your marriage.
and lose your marriage, and that's
And then
not
it's
worth
pointless.
it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to not only nurture and grow your business, but also nurture and grow your marriage too. And I really can't wait for the Rona to, like, be gone, because I'm excited about getting other couples together, nurturing
And talking
our
about
marriage
that.
and our business, our and real estate, and growing portfolios and leaving legacies. But I also think it's important that we spend time making each other happy, and giving 100% of myself, and you giving 100% of yourself, and not that 50-50.
And I mean, for me, it don't work without the other. Like, when I'm not happy in our marriage, I'm not happy in the business. And it's very hard working when we not on one accord, especially when we not having sex. I don't want to do nothing.
You don't.
I want to build no houses.
like a
I don't want to go to
baby.
no. I look.
It's the worst.
When we not having sex, I don't give a damn. I'm like Jay-Z. This house could be burning. I don't care.
Help us,
Like,
Lord.
if we back to back, it don't work. So we got to be together.
And I mean, I'm vested in that too, because I'm like, oh God, this business got to get done. So I can't just be letting you
Whatever your
walk around
reasons
here
are.
all willy-nilly, stopping the work, all the work, stop.
Hey, cause look, I tell you this, I got way too much to lose to be bending chicks over any balcony, not anywhere that ain't my wife.
Like your life, you have your life to lose.
Look, the only balcony that I'm gonna see with a person is you. You want to go to Mexico?
You have your life to lose.
You can get bent over as many balconies as we want.
God, and here we go again. Somehow.
Now you're gonna be talking shit to your mama. You know what Kevin said on the podcast? Oh, Kevin.
So anyway, we should totally do a clubhouse room about this too.
Did this topic kind of twist though? Is it still marriage mindset, single mindset, or did we end up somewhere else?
No, always get to the end of the episode and be like, "What the hell did we talk about?"
I swear to God, we need y'all feedback because we don't know what we be talking about.
I think we're just talking, and we hope that you enjoy it. I think people enjoy it.
I agree. I mean, obviously, people listen. People tell us all the time they listen.
The man just told us that we did well, and then you came back to say, "Oh man, I hope I'm doing all right."
Yeah, I'm a Leo and I'm a millennial. I'm the worst combination of all that shit. I like my creature comforts. I like my kudos. I like all that. I'm slouching in the seat. I'm not supposed to. People gonna be leaving bullshit comments on hey, you're slouching in your seat.
Or call you. And anyway,
see my marriage and real estate shirt.
Such a nice shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna wear one. I'm gonna wear one in one of the podcasts.
You look so fancy, nice.
Thank you. I'm trying to look fancy, nice.
I like it. Not
sex. The Marriage and Real Estate Podcast.
Yeah.
With Kevin and Aisha.
Is that a new outro?
I don't know.
Should we do a new outro?
Who are you talking to?
The people of the world. No.
In the podcast, Kevin.